welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.GG Invite Highlander match where we're watching Rogue Runners take on Run It Back on PL Vigil. I'm Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
Doing good on this very chilly Monday here in Texas, and honestly, this match probably going to be just as cold because we got Rogue Runners, we got Run It Back, and this matchup, while theoretically is the last big one that has playoff implications, Rogue Runners are going to have to show us something they haven't shown us in the past two casts if they want to have a chance here tonight.
Yeah, this is potentially their swan song on the season, as if they are unable to win this match, and really 2-0, more likely, their chances of making playoffs are next to nothing. And even if they do win, they may still need a little bit of help from some other teams, but, you know, this is their really last shot to put themselves in contention for that fourth playoff seed. Otherwise, it likely will be Rib and somebody help taking that 3 and 4 spot with Witness Gaming and Team Fun, who we'll see next week, play against each other, looking to be the presumed 1 and 2.
Yeah, that match definitely much anticipated coming up, but for now we got this match mid-table. Like you said, Rogue Runners, this is their last chance, and they're going to have to pull out some stops here. We go ahead and run down the rosters real quick. It is going to be Dodwet on Scout, Doombringer on Soldier, Pyrus on Pyro, Kira on Demoman, Octa on Heavy, K9 on Engineer, Rogue on Medic, Arbiter on Sniper, and Marley on Spy.
Over on the side of Run It Back, it will be Exile on Scout, Mako on Soldier, Leaf on Pyro, Mori on Demoman, Chalk on Heavy, GG on Engineer, DZ Creeper on Medic, Kaorn on Sniper, and Lucky on Spy.
Yeah, and we've talked about Run It Back over the past 2 weeks because they have been on cast. We know this roster, we know their high points. You know, Doombringer's been playing pretty well, Arbiter's had some good days, Marley has shown that his comeback season he's doing pretty well already. But for Run It Back, I want to kind of focus in on them because they have a roster of also, like, a lot of tenured Highlander players. Some of them not on their main roles. Some of them have to, like, swap their own roles. DZ Creeper's back on Medic. Exile is playing Scout right now. A lot of solid pieces on Run It Back, and it's a good reason why they are, like, so favored coming into the end of the season. They've gotten a lot of points. They are a fairly strong team, and they do have contention ability.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, I think is interesting is that they have some of those really experienced names, like Exile, like DZ, like Chalk, but also some up-and-comers, too, where we've got Leaf on Pyro, Mori on Demoman, both of whom are, you know, players that have had a considerable amount of hype around them. And, I mean, I know Mori was in Invite last season. I'm not 100% on Leaf, but, you know, neither have really established themselves as staples yet. I think this is their second season for both of them, potentially first for Leaf. So seeing, you know, that kind of rising talent with some of the more experienced players is good to see, because sometimes it feels like a lot of the Invite rosters are just recycled versions of old teams, you know, with some players swapped around. So I'm interested to see, you know, they've been Run It Backs at 2-2 right now in the season, but I think they're looking to likely win out. I think they've already played both Witness and Team Fun, so I think we've got them kind of marked as the provisional third seed right now, and if that's true, they'd likely win out, but Rogue Runners are going to, again, look to try to shut them down today and prove that they're still ready to compete.
Yeah, and on that topic of mixing in the veterans with some, you know, rookie players, in actual esports development and sport development in general, right, it's good to have that mix, because it is going to be like the experienced tenure players who keep, you know, the rookies calm in line going into the higher stakes matches, while some of the up and coming talent will end up, you know, being able to carry your team when it comes down to it. And I do think Exile has the, you know, the capacity to lead this team. We mentioned that, you know, 2 losses on the season. You are correct. They are 2 losses to Witness and Fun. So if they do win out 5-2, that's a hell of a season for Run It Back going forward. And they're going to be looking for that as well. They definitely want that 5-2.
Definitely, yeah. And I mean, I think what now I kind of want to focus on is Rogue Runners and what they're going to need to prove to us tonight. Because last week on Lakeside, we had them favored against Somebody Help, and they lost 4-0, right? It was 4-0, not a 4-1?
Yeah, 4-0. Didn't get a single round on Lakeside.
And while a lot of that, at least my prediction, was predicated off of Arbiter, you know, having an advantage over Mountain, which Mountain ended up really showing up and proving me wrong on that, Rogue Runners as a whole looked really, really lost on their coordination. You know, Rogue in particular had some really, you know, unfortunate deaths. Some are his fault, you know, some maybe due to a lack of protection, as Michael Lele was just running wild on the team with the revolver. But it was just a combination of some really poor looks, players dying at really bad times, and an inability to really be consistent to lock down, you know, the objective and hold solid for a long amount of time. And, you know, even though they may have, you know, Arbiter on Sniper and Marley on Spy who are able to find these picks, Doombringer, in that last round of Lakeside last week, I can't remember the last time I've seen a Highlander soldier play that well, in general. I mean, maybe that was just, you know, a one-off, but I'm hoping to see him kind of keep at least some of that performance because that was insane. His team still ended up losing, but not his fault in the slightest. It's just that for all of these high moments, they have equally as many lows. And if they can kind of eliminate those lows, which is especially important on payload, I think they'll be able to put up a really good fight tonight.
Yeah, we're set to get started in like around 30 seconds here. I did want to ask because we are on Vigil. It is different from you know, the Koth that we were on last week. Do you think that Lakeside is going to be easier, Vigil will be easier or harder than Lakeside for this Roadrunners team? Because you mentioned it, we saw them lack coordination. We saw them, you know, get put, like they had leads in points, but they got put behind and couldn't make it back. Stopwatch in general is more complex than Payload. But Vigil and Lakeside's such a map that's skewed towards like high-level invite play, where like the better teams are just gonna play it a lot better than the mid teams. But it is Stopwatch, so like, where do you stand on that?
It's hard for me to give an unbiased answer to that because I talked to Rogue after the match last week, and according to him, there were some Lakeside-specific issues that the team had. So I'm cautiously optimistic that they'll be a little bit more solid on Vigil. You know, Lakeside hadn't been played in 2, maybe even 3 seasons at this point. So, you know, with it having been out for a year, you know, I think a lot of people might have been a little bit rusty on things. You've got players on teams now, you know, that weren't around the last time it had been played. I mean, you look at Roadrunner's roster and, you know, Doombringer, Dotwet, Kira, K9 weren't, you know, in invite playoffs contention at that time, so they likely have a different idea of how the map's going to be played. With Vigil, I'm hoping things will be a little bit more solid for them.
Yep, and we're going to be seeing what they can do starting out on red side defense here on Vigil. Run it back on blue for their first offense. We'll see how things go as the gate's about to drop. Were there crit stickies on the door? Yes, there are. I see 2 above the shutter, 3 on the left shutter. Let me guess, 3 on the right shutter. No, I don't see where the last 3 are. They're hidden for now.
Cart?
No, not on cart. I only see 5 placed. There's some inside the house on the left, yeah.
They're right as you walk into flank. So
one of them's visible from the walk-in, so I wonder if they're gonna end up checking that. Well, let's see if any damage gets spiked here for Kira. A free first kill. Chalk, he gonna spot the ones on the left shutter. He's gonna spot the second ones though. Spy gonna be able to walk through those and catch those. So no one dying to the crit stickies. No damage buff. Kaerin did eat a body shot.
Look where this gun is.
Where is it?
K9 had it forward on the rock by the hill.
You rescue ranger back? Yeah, it is back in the standard spot.
Yeah, immediately this rescue ranger once it started taking damage, but that was very interesting. Stopping, I guess, any jumps directly from spawn. Number of frags are going to go over to Roadrunner, so Marley will be the trade out, but I think they're up 5-1 in frags right now, so defense looking well so far. A little bit of forward pressure, you know, Rogue playing outside of the chicken wire towards the point a little bit as those kills went down. Octa still aggro on the hill right here. Gonna have to see Rib get some kills.
Yeah, Kaerin going for a second SBS attempt. Arbiter did win out on that first one, which bought his team that space to get those cleanup kills. We do see Octa on this rock, gonna catch Lucky out on his decloak. Octa looking to probably die with the shift here as he's gonna get collapsed on by the entire offense as they go over the hill. So they are now down there heavy, and the rest of the team gonna look to get out here. Arbiter though, on a 4K, wins another SBS, doubles up onto Mori. So Arbiter holding tons of space for his team. He's hot the trot to start off. Another headshot, GG going down. And just destruction from the red sniper here.
Yeah, Arbiter really proving us wrong after what we were saying about him last week, and getting 6 to start off with. On this point, it looked like with Octa going down,
Lucky looking for a decloak. He gets seen. He misses the knife, but the banner does pop out. Lucky will get out of dodge for now. His defensive banner is half over. Another headshot railing out from Arbiter. So much damage being dealt. This time though, Kaerin gets the kill onto Kaerin. Let the demo man. This was probably going to call the retreat.
Yep, Doombringer dead as well. Doubled explosives down, not going to be able to hold that point any longer.
Overextending
yeah,
Arbiter.
And there is Exile chasing Arbiter uphill. Going to find him. Mako hits his head on the bomb, so this is going to be split. Ori denied. Rogue way back in Shutter. Not going to get that Uber Force out. But Arbiter still going down. Potentially could leave a window. Still not up for another 4 seconds.
Heavy out through Tone here with the help of a sap. Yeah, Chalk going to get that sentry gun down and the kill onto K9, so they can't rebuild the defensive sentry gun. Chalk will go down in the end though, so a bit of respite here for now. Doombringer, he swaps to the conch actually. Doesn't want the banner anymore that he just currently had, the Italian's backup rather. It's going to be a tunnel collapse. GG going to go down on the cart. A lot of combo players are here, but they are going to take tons of damage from Doombringer. Gets kill onto Mori, so now Delman has to walk up. Look at Dalwet here.
Forward and tunnel, just getting kills too.
Yeah, Dalwet's scoping out over the top of the hill. He just saw a rogue through the chicken wire fence, or he saw a DZ creep through the chicken wire fence. He's like, all right, they're backing up, guys. Now the Delman is back up. All 9 players alive on both teams. Uber Trade don't go over the hill.
Yep, and the conch popped out for this as well, so they have the move speed. Rogue not using. This is such a long milk there. Rogue will finally pop. It'll be enough to take out Mori, but DZ safely out into first. That will lead to a 10% ad for DZ due to that long milk by Rogue, so keep that in mind as we come up on Ubers again.
Yeah, I think you're willing to go, 10% down, since you do have that conch, you are able to make it, and you're hoping that, that last 10% will not be the difference maker between you dying at 99 on the recontest, so we'll see if that ends up panning out for him. Slap gonna go down onto the gun again, as well as a bomb, but rockets are getting reflected. Lucky gets air blasted back. Sack players trying to just funnel over the hill. They do pick up some kills. Canine gonna go down. His gun will stay alive, though, and doubles up.
Marley finding DZ in the back, but this sack not going to work out too well for them. Rogue now on 80% still alive. Really good drive push coming out. I like seeing that aggression, but it looked like Lucky went a little bit too early on the sap. Great job by Pyrus to reflect both of Mako's rockets, so the gun was off once they started walking. And I guess with all of the pressure, just no one's spy checking for DZ, gets himself stabbed, and now they're sitting at a pretty large disad of about 70%.
Mori trying to get the kill on the gun as Karen's respawning. He does end up sticking it down here. Sniper in the tunnel, trying to find anything. Karen looking for it. Gonna be Scout on the cart. Exile takes half his HP. Gonna get dropped on by Dalwet. A lot of damage coming down. Here's Mako over the top. One rocket onto Rogue, but that's all for now. Here's Lucky with a revolver. Can't hit the shots. Chalk and GG gonna go down as well, so this sack not working either. Dispenser stays alive by the skin of its metal, I guess, and with that, they're just gonna keep all 9 players up.
Yeah, really good defenses there on Rogue. He was not all the way back into Shutter, but they were able to just deal with the threats quickly and efficiently, and Rogue really didn't take more than 50 damage in that. So DZ now up on Uber, so we'll likely see the sack stop and like to see an exchange come in.
Yep, and that 10% did not make a difference at all because of that pick by Marley coming in, and here's the exchange over the top now. Lucky dead already. Does get the sap and the gun kill this time. Banner and Uber overlapping here, but look at this. Soldier getting pushed out. Mori goes down. I hear some revenge crits out somewhere. Dominating from Pyrus now onto Mori as Marley goes for DZ again. A second consecutive medic pick for the spy of Rogue Runners.
Yep, really, and Rogue Runners looking very, very solid here in how they've been holding Vigil second right now. Have to imagine we're nearing 5 minutes in time, if not over that already. Lucky behind, looking to see if he can get anything that he has not been able to get in on the combo at all.
He doesn't have a clear decloak right now. He's going to go for a stab. He bumps into someone, just goes for the stab instead. Will go down, gun gets saved. So Lucky, again, accomplishing nothing here. Will get the centering with Mori Stickies coming in over. Mako does a big bomb, and there's Rogue going down. Mako finds the rockets when he needs to. A lot of trades going back and forth here, but it is man advantage in favor of Rogue Runners. Not anymore, but look at the counter.
That's going to be huge.
Dalwet is on, or Octa is on a 7k. Dalwet got a ton. Octa 8k. He just stays up on the top of the hill, shredding everybody. Kills Chalk to clean up and eats that victory sandwich. Dropped on by a spy. Gets Lucky 9. Get Exile 10k, 10k. Heavy 10k. Oh, he can't get it.
Yeah, drawn between the Heavy and the Scout too much. It looks like this still likely will be a cap. Everyone on Rogue Runners, it looks like starting to come out on third right now. But even so, even though Rogue dies, they get DZ in the back of Doombringer once again. Very, very solid at finding those med picks. And yeah, we're at almost 6 minutes through fifth.
Mako's jumping up to try and force Rogue back. Rogue does back up through the bracket, not wanting to stay in there for too long. Explosive class is also going to get out of dodge. Good stabilization for the defense here as they keep all 9 alive. They're getting their gun built up. Both meds on exactly 70% Uber, so we're going to have some even exchanges. Onus is now on run it back to see what they want to do. Most of the time, you put some players through right side here, but there is a 450 heavy standing in the way. We'll see if Lucky...
Conch pop.
Yeah, they're trying to get something going here. Lucky, he gets caught in his decloak though, so Octa knows he's here. If he's gonna die again, yeah, Lucky just not having any luck so far.
Yeah, Vigil offense spy can be particularly brutal. And DZ drops! Walking hard, going for the peek on flank, going to find the medic right there. And that's gonna put any momentum they may have had from that second cap into the dumpster. Roadrunner's really showing up solid here. Pyrus gonna go down.
Rogue's dead!
Mako coming in, gonna find the medic kill. That is huge. You know, it actually puts DZ on what's gonna look like a 30. No, Marley finds him on the rollout.
Spawn camped him.
Spawn cams DZ. Oh, that is so massive.
If you're DZ, you cannot walk out of spawn alone. You know that Marley's had your number every time. He walked in the house alone. I saw him on the Dolphin cam where he just walked into like the shutter and his team could not help him at all. Look at Chalk on the flank, underneath, the tunnel heavy. He's gonna get his pick here if he goes unchecked, but a good air blast will save his demo temporarily. Kira will end up dying to Mako, though. Chalk still being a menace underneath here and doing so much work. Marley killing Mori, no demo man on the offense to match the defensive pick. Sentry gun built up to level 3 just in time here. Chalk gonna retreat for now as Sniper is up on the angle.
Marley really finding a ton of kills here, exactly when they need them. Octa now pushing up through hell to see if he can find something, and he finds Chalk on Rev. That's going to be a backup for him. Now he's spooked, going to have to back up, but asserts dominance right there. Really scares the team, gets them all looking in hell now. For
big
no
tunnel
reason.
presence. Exile walks into some stickies, yeah.
So Lucky finally finds a kill onto Arbiter. That sniper pick's going to be big. Mori very aggro on track, so the team supporting him. Uber comes out,
95 on DZ.
Only at 96, 7.
Oh, he's gonna get just in time, but he's already dropped Mori and Chalk. No demo or heavy in this Uber. A lot
Huge
of
run by Mako finds 3, including Rogue.
Tons of damage over the top from Mako. Stays alive to boot all 9 up for run it back, and they're gonna get this point. Level 3 can do nothing in the face of the entire run it back squad. Octa's gonna try his best, but he's eating pipes. Cap gonna get done here. Rogue on a respawn. They will get this capture. Gun goes down as well, and run it back. They make up a bit, but 820 is great for Rogue Runner so far.
Yeah, Octa just barely made it back in through the spawn shutter as well. Almost caught out on third, but yeah, they're looking to get forward on last here. Big bomb coming in from Mako. Going all the way around, gonna get shot out of the air. But Pirates here are already dead. Kills traded back and forth. Octa in Red Room with Rogue doing a ton to cover up pressure here.
Big headshot.
Wins the SBS dominating KO.
Yeah, 4 SBS wins in a row. Leaf gonna go down as well. Arbiter will get spawn camped, but look at the double up. Lucky finds his biggest play of the game so far. Gets the sniper and the medic pick. And just like that, DZ 100% Uber ad. This is disaster now for Rogue Runner's last defense. They're gonna have to pull out all the stops here if they want to stay up. They do get a backstop onto Mori though, so without a demo man, it will buy them at least time for respawners.
Yeah, that's pretty big by Marley there. I mean, still full disad, but now at least you don't have to deal with that without players. Lucky though, again now, getting a kill onto Octa. Lead finishing off Marley. Already 97 with full Uber disad. They're going to use right in through main.
Big banner though.
Yeah,
big time for the
it's only Conch though. Arbiter's going to get caught out in spawn. Big jumps from Mako again. And all of Rogue is forced over to the flank side.
They caught it out really well. Look at Lucky though. Lucky going for the double pick. He can't find it. Kana is dead though. Here's the soldier bump over the top. Kaorn is taken down, but too many players are healthy on this card. The snowball ends up making its way all the way to last. It's just Octa here. Spy goes down. Heavy goes down. Good enough salvage if you are run it back there. 943 is not what you want to see, but you know at least it's not that dreaded 10-minute vigil time.
Yeah, you were thinking this was probably looking like a 4-digit time after third, but great job by them to consistent for Lucky to really come alive in those last couple of fights there. Get all the kills they need, including the ones on Rogue to just keep him off of Uber, but the team just walk forward and take it.
Yeah, that's spy gameplay right there. You can do absolutely nothing but sap a gun for the first 8 minutes of the game, and then win your team the second hardest point on the map instantly.
Yeah, that said, I mean Rib still has their work cut out for them here with this almost 10-minute time. But I mean, it is holdable, right? We've seen tons of 12, 13, 14-minute times here on cast, so not undoable by any means, but definitely a betting man would have their money on Rogue Runners right now.
And on the scoreboard right now, it is defensive sniper rights. Arbiter has the natural advantage, but he has over double Kaorn's points right now. Kaorn's sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard. It's not able to get anything going. It is hard. We'll see if he can start popping up on the defensive sniper. It is easier to play. People are walking into your scope. So if Kaorn can match Arbiter's output, things could get close. But if Arbiter keeps winning these SVSs one after another, you got to imagine Rogue Runner's going to have plenty of advantages to push this time.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, gates are open right now. See how much there is a forward hold right now coming out from Rib.
I like it.
Telly gun everything on the flank.
Yeah, it's unexpected if you didn't show this earlier in scrims for the other team. So if you are able to do this and squeeze out an extra minute at a time, right? 1 minute more will be greatly helpful in making up this big time deficit that you've afforded yourself with your offense. So we'll see what the reaction is. Marley onto DZ. He took the teleporter from spawn and just found a medic with his back exposed, and that is huge for Rogue Runners.
So smart and handsome. Doesn't even attempt to go for the declo. Goes right to spawn. Says, yeah, pretty good chance. Maybe he was hoping for a telly frag. That would have been just as exciting. But full Uber already. Rogue was forced to use there. I think that was just to clear them all out. So it's actually not going to be much of an ad at all. But even so, first capture without any problems. Still over 8.5 minutes left here as they're getting aggro in tunnel right now, looking to get card up.
Yeah,
kind of disappointed Rogue ended up using though, although it may have happened right as they used at the stab one through.
Yeah, I mean, if he had to, right? You're happy to just get first in as fast as possible, because remember, Arbiter did have that 4 streak that, you know, bought them that extra minute on their defense, so now we'll see what they can do with their attack. At 65%, they're trying to go tunnel, get some spam over the top. Marley is in behind here, likely going to look for a play with his team. Banner popped out early right now, so we're going to keen to kite that out, yeah.
Has there been a meta shift I'm unaware of? Why
Teams aren't scared to invite snipers anymore.
I guess, yeah.
SMH. Now we do see Uber coming up for both sides. Marley is in position for his decloak. Likely wants to go for a gun sap here. We'll see if he can get that off as Uber about to come over the hill. Dalwet dead though, so no scout aggressively on the Uber. Dalwet gets skyboxed, and Sticky and Rogue is dead as well. That was just disaster.
I've never seen a medic there before. That is unreal. Where were the stick? That's crazy. I'm gonna need to look at a replay of that.
I saw Delman go flying into the sky and got air stickied. Rogue is like somewhere, I don't even know where he went. That was just a crazy pop.
He kill-binded like above the gun spot.
Yeah, I saw that too.
What the hell?
That was amazing. The silver lining is at least Easy Creeper did pop here, so they're only at about a 15% disad. Marley going for a bit of a deep hook here, but does get air blasted. The rest of the tunnel squad can't really get much. The gun is going to stuff them because of that. Rogue is really far forward here. If he doesn't get out, that could be disaster, but we'll kite out just in time. Octa going to get left for dead there, as he will be charging up to that 55%.
Some forward pressure on hill right now. Everyone on Rib getting very aggro, trying to contest this space. Giving Kaorn the opportunity to get that revenge onto Arbiter. So no sniper now means they can continue to play forward like this.
Yep. 85 for Rogue. All their players are going to get back up. Marley taken low. He's going to get caught out. That's really bad for your spy to get caught right when you're about to come up on Uber. So if they want a gun sap, they're going to have to delay this for, you know, at least 10 seconds. Another banner. Jesus, that's 2 in a row. We have for the defense.
Yeah, they're going to use out through main tunnel on Pyro.
Oh, the medic's in
and DC Sky going to get hit on the invisible wall. Almost went off the cliff right there, but Kaorn dead. As is Mako, RB finding the kills, getting aggro on hill right now as well. Gonna get DZ, make that a hat trick for him. Kills now, but going back in favor of Rib. The gun is still up. Thankfully, the Rogue is alive at half health, so whether or not they continue to keep this hill
they're leaving.
Yep, now they're gonna back up. Wow.
Yeah, just too much pressure without DZ. They can't heal up at all, so they're just gonna end up seeding second. 6:10 still left on the clock. That's a pretty decent start right now for Roadrunners. They have a lot of time to get these last 2 points here, and they're gonna have 50% Uber ads, and they should know it too. So we'll see if they can end up snowballing this. They are going for the defensive aggressive hold. Kaorn is full. Will get another win against Arbiter in the SBS. Still standing in. Will hit another headshot. Finally getting pressured and could get saved with a pack. Oh, he burns out right before he gets to it.
Marley is behind, waiting in position for something right now. Still lots of forward
pressure. They already have the sniper pick, so they can do whatever they want. Marley can go for gun, he can go for combo distraction. Uber gonna round the corner here. Gun's still building. It can't get up in time. Wrangler goes up on it, will get sapped in the meantime. Leaf is dead. Pyro dies for that exchange. So does Exile. And 3 kills, a lot of damage. DZ's on 80%. They could get a
Marley into the combo! Oh, beats the stab on.
He's just distracting them though. It's so much distraction. Doombreaker's coming in. He looks for a spy instead, and they're gonna get third off that snowball. That's a great aggressive play from Roadrunners.
They've had the Uber, did exactly what they needed to. DZ has Uber now, but not the players to use it on. They're just gonna get captain. They've got over 5 minutes for this last push.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Kaorn Doombreaker so fast!
Refracted Q.
And Kira next to the lock and load fight.
It's Molly too! The lock and load drop. That's 2 drops for DZ Creeper on the game so far. Kira just doing that big damage with the lock and load. That gun's made its return this season, and I guess for good reason. Just tons of damage.
Yeah, I mean, just that type speed. Coming out of Marley on the spawn camp finds DZ. Not a game to remember for DZ right there. And Rogue just now coming up on Uber.
They went from 60% disad to full ad because of these back-to-back deaths from DZ.
The Pyro's gonna get taken out as they come in from Big Door, but the Uber will find the gun. Just the Pyro who will die. Leaf, Lucky, and Chi-Chi all going down as well.
It's just the flank squad. Chalk is in the flank here, as is Exile. Exile just gets jumped on by Doombringer and taken down immediately. Chalk gonna get his pack, Soldier in behind, but can these 2 players do anything? The answer is no, and with 4 minutes still left on the clock, Roadrunners take a convincing round 1.
So it was what, 9:43, 4:03
yeah, 5:40,
5:40. 5:40
yeah.
for
yeah, sub
Roadrunners.
6 is fantastic.
Yeah, really.
I saw
really
someone text me about
good
DZ.
looks.
Hold on. Our med loses those. No, it's about Rogue. Okay. I was joking. I thought someone said something about DZ getting spawn camped or killed 2 lives in a row on last, but either way, that's just a great first round from Roadrunners and a big departure from what we saw of them the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not sure if Dolphin has the logs up on screen yet. I just found those, but Arbiter almost doubling Kaorn's kills. The SVS as well, being 5-2. That's really solid. And I mean, DZ Creeper just 9 deaths total, 5 to Marley, 2 to Arbiter. Just
That's about 10 minutes plus 6 minutes minus 30 seconds, so that's 15.5 minutes. He died, what, 1.5 times?
yeah.
Yeah.
About, I mean, Rogue only had two less deaths, but DZ actually 3 drops in the match overall.
Oh, 3. It was 3? I thought it was 2.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
hard to win when you
down
lose 3 full Uber ads, yeah. Yeah, he had a sniper drop, and then he had the spawn teleporter backstab, and then that lock and load pipe at the end, so... Not a good first half.
I've got, like, on medic, whenever I'm near a teleporter, I am, like, fully wired. I am so scared of getting, like, telefragged or just, you know, jump scared by a spy out of that thing, and Barley's proving me exactly right on that fear.
Doombringer had another amazing game. He's 16-8 with
Yeah.
400 DPM. That is insane. That's so much impact. And something to note is that Mako did have a ton of banners, right? But Doombringer plays such a high impact style of soldier where, like, yeah, he can run the banner, but you're much more keen to just let this guy bomb in when he sees fit. He'll probably get you a couple kills, or at least like 300 damage.
Yeah, and I mean, even the med drop on last, it was Kira who picked that up, but Doombringer came in first,
yeah.
Killed the sniper, and got skyboxed. Everyone's looking at him in the sky, and then Kira's able to just fly in and, you know, pipe whoever he wants during that time, because they've got all eyes on Doombringer. So he's, not only is he making space, he's getting kills while doing it too.
Yeah, definitely a good performance. Shout out to Marley as well. That backstab drop out of the telly was glorious. Had a couple high impact picks.
Spawn camps off of DZ too.
Yeah, multiple on both sides, so yeah. And just like that, right, Rogue Runners put themselves around up. They've secured minimum 3 match points. You want the 9-0 if you are Rogue Runners here. You've put yourself in position. You've shown that you very clearly have a knack for Vigil compared to the previous 2 matches. And if you can get this 9-0, again, your playoff hopes are still alive in technicality. You might need a little bit of help, but giving yourself the position, the chance to win out and make it happen is what you're going for here. As for run it back, imagine how awful it feels that Rogue Runners have fed 9 points to somebody help. They fed 9 points to RR, and then now they're taxing you.
Yeah, and I mean, what's unfortunate for Rogue Runners is that if Rib 9-0'd help 9-0'd Rogue Runners, and if Rogue Runners 9-0'd Rib, it'd be like a perfect, you know, rock, paper, scissors, like, type of deal here. But unfortunately for them, Rogue Runners dropped a half to MST on Upward in week 1, which currently puts them behind everyone else. So them pulling the 9-0 here is the bare minimum they need, but even then, they're still going to need help.
All it does in the end, by the way, is it puts, assuming that Rogue Runners can't make it through, right? Let's start with the scenario where Rogue Runners don't end up making it through the playoffs. Taking this half alone taxes run it back in a way where now they're behind somebody help in end of season standings. So that's the difference between facing, like, the first seed next week that we decide based on strength and the second seed in round 1.
Not necessarily, no, because I think if Rib comes back to win this, there'll still be 5 wins over Help's 4. So it wouldn't. But no, should Rogue Runners win this match, I think 2-0, then it'll put them behind Help, potentially. No, because I think they've all had straight 9-0s. So
a lot of math to be done. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think
PM.
if Rib takes a half here at the very least, they're still likely locked for 3rd seed, given that they have the head-to-head over somebody help.
Yeah, assuming no collapse at the last 2 weeks. But for now, we'll see if Rogue Runners can pull off that 2-0. They're going to start here on offense. They just put up a 6-minute time, so very clearly have the momentum going into this half, and they're looking to close it out.
Yeah, I mean, gonna have to see. Looks like the forward hold is still coming in from Rib here.
I think that's
GG's
fine.
Spencer.
I think that's fine because the last time it got broken by an anomaly where a spy teleporter drops your medic, and you're assuming that's not going to happen twice. So if you have faith in the strat, you know, you didn't get to actually use it. So at least try it is what they're thinking.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm not too big of a fan of the forward hold. I think it's really easy to bomb. Really easy to just walk a heavy up tracks and get some really good angles in on the combo. holding where they are, especially with GG's gun where it is. It doesn't actually deny any bombers from trackside.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, the gun's here
So
just to
I'm
like
really
the
worried
angle
about
deny
that.
lower, so we'll see if that ends up biting them in the ass coming into this half. But for now, oh, there's the kill. The crit sticky that gets some damage buff for Mori, but Dawet will be on that short respawn. We'll see now what the response is for Roadrunners. They're gonna see Marley's gonna call out this forward hold. He does see. He's getting tracked, by the way. He got spammed through main by Chalk, so Marley's very caught, very seen. But Chalk overextends for it and does get headshot. In the meantime, Marley will get chased.
No one's trackside. They can just walk up, take this hill,
Yeah,
and get
because
a great angle.
Chalk was the one playing tracks, but he's
and
headshot.
this gun
so.
is useless for denying tracks.
See, Roadrunners, they are going to Uber straight up the tracks. Arbiter will end up dying here, but they do get the Uber exchange. Exile is dead in the middle of this. There's no chase down going to come out. Rogue kiting out towards his team, so exchange comes through. I heard a banner as well popped out here for Mako. He's at least been on point with building those all the time.
They're backing up to the standard Vigil kind of passive hold. They go in, get the Uber, immediately say, all right, bail out. Mori, a little bit overextended, gonna go down, but likely with the cart where it is, they're just going to be able to just kind of back out
Marley's going for the engine pick. One revolver shot would do it. He can't hit it, and he's going to go down. They are going to sack in. They know the gun isn't up yet. Here's players over the top. Here are going to go down. Here's Doombringer looking for a little rocket. Oh, DZ Creeper's 1 HP gets the shutter.
Get balls of steel on DZ, keeping that Uber as Mako came in. But ultimately, it will be 118 through first, so 15 seconds longer, maybe, that the forward hold bought them. And now, on top of that, Rogue doesn't have Uber right away, so they'll have to build a little bit. So, not really too much noted on that, I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, a couple seconds you'll take. It didn't cost you anything in the end, so this might just be the strat, right? Bleed out an extra Uber, an extra, full build cycle, and it might be okay. So we'll see if they can, stabilize on second. Their gun is building up. If they can, I'd say the strat worked out, as intended.
Yeah, it's fine.
Rogue up on that 100% right now. Looks like they're grouping up outside of tunnel, or inside tunnel rather. They're going to try to pop out with Octa of all people, going to be trying to tank it on. Good flash onto Leaf will save him for now. One more, oh, it doesn't get the reflash, so Leaf will end up going down. But another banner from Mako, that's 2 already in this short round.
Octa just drew up so much space, they're not able to walk uphill. In comes
the air shot!
Yeah, air shot not gonna maybe not be enough onto Mako, as that hill repush looked really good with all the space Octa bought them. But the conch move speed from Mako helped them get in position, and Roadrunners just got nuked off of hill.
Yeah, they were so disconnected in that the pipes over the hill just destroyed Rogue and the backline. Marley wasn't up to put the sapper on the gun, and despite denying that soldier bomb, just him having that contra up just lets your entire team walk up and get that cleanup. So now Rogue is on about 40% disad. They will have to build up once again. A sack, a dry push is going to come in. Octa's through side tunnel doing a lot of work alongside Doombringer. They will not get much though. Dawet and Paris will go down as will Arbiter and Rogue. Backstab Lucky, big 2K in the back line. Karen going to join in with a headshot onto Marley, and just like that, they're wiped again.
Yeah, now it kind of looks like the name cards have swapped a little bit. This is exactly what Roadrunners did when they were holding second last half, just not allowing the offensive team to get any momentum at all. Rogue chain dying here has been a problem. DZ has Uber, and there's been really no pressure on him since that bomb from Doombringer right after first.
Marley's getting hunted like an animal right now. They are just aware of his location 24/7, and he's going to die again without being able to accomplish much. They are building up Uber once again. Rogue on that 50%. It doesn't look like they're going for a sack, but I hear another banner coming out.
That's not Mako.
Rogue did again.
Step out of the hill again.
You can't let your medic get backstab. Like, yeah, it's like half on Rogue, half on the team, but like, you're 40% charging. What do you have to be aware of? You're not playing for a sack. You're not playing for a dry push. What do you guys have to do other than spy check? I don't get it.
Maybe there was a look to be aggro. Doombringer popped off that offensive conch, and maybe they wanted to get forward with it. And Rogue was looking forward with that is the only thing I can think of. But yeah, Lucky really turning his fortunes around right now. Finding, I think, 2 med kills already. Marley not even on the board yet in terms of points.
Yeah, DZ Creeper did pop because there was a free Uber. It will be about even percentages moving forward. Marley again off time with his team. Sapper gets taken off the gun. They're going to try to dry walk up, but Exile, they get Exile, but Doombringer is straight in. Rogue backstab again! Guys, a spy is going for your medic every time you push uphill. Okay, Arbiter doesn't care. Arbiter stands up, he says, I'll get one back. DZ goes down to a headshot, so at least there's that. Defense now bleeding players a level 3 and a big heavy stand in the way, but the respawns are long, 15 seconds, so they're forced to back out without even popping a single Uber on second, by the way.
Arbiter just took the team on his back right there. Getting that kill onto DZ, getting set up on hill. He made it to the far corner, had such a commanding angle that no one felt safe challenging him. He wasn't able to go down. They back out. And now, you know, just under 5 minutes, 3 seconds, slightly worse than what, or slightly better, excuse me, than what, about a minute faster than what we saw Rib do in the first half, but not a, you know, sterling time by any means.
Marley and Doombringer are in behind here, and they likely want to make a coordinated play together, so we'll see if they can do that. In the meantime, Rogue is charging up Uber. 40% ad for the side of Rogue Runners. Here's Doombringer making his move over the top. Does a bit of distraction work, has to get out of dodge for now. Lucky is dead, so not going to be able to pick a medic for a 4th life in a row, surely.
Thought about finding Mori. That's a really big pick right there, as Rogue has ad. They're walking out of the window room, looking to go towards brackets right now.
It's 75 on DZ. They need to go fast. Here's Marley in, looking for the sap.
Dead though, just spawning.
He gets GG. So Engineer's dead. Will get cleaned up before he can sap the gun, but this Uber ad is bleeding away. They had a 40%
They
ad,
lost Hero, and they didn't want to take him without him, I guess. But yeah, now they're going to end up giving DZ time to build.
And defense was
Lucky.
first here.
Oh, Lucky got some time in the Uber there. Rogue popped on him from the start. They're going to exchange right here, but a lot of those advantages gone.
Yeah, no one dying
is back
at all.
up too.
Another defensive banner out here from Mako and the side of run it back. Octa is flanking underneath. Mori will go down. A lot of distraction from Octa. Doombringer going to try to go in on it, but Gun going to clean up. A lot of damage coming onto this defense here. Banner about to end right now as Leaf gets cleaned up off the card. They do make it up the hill at least, yeah, but without too many players, they're just going to have to walk up or back out. Rogue, he's debating. He wants to back up for now.
Thought gonna come in, find Mako.
There's a spy. Leaf is disguised as a spy here. They had no idea, or Lucky was, but they are gonna take him down. So no disaster happening this time, and they will finally force the back out. Enough kills in their favor, they can just walk up. That's 2 times now they've gotten the point off Uber.
Yeah, I mean, Vigil's not a bad drive pushing point. I feel like a lot of times Uber may be better for the defense than it is for the offense. But ooh, this trap under the book, just by the window
that
here,
doesn't do
not
anything.
gonna hit Octa for about 100. Yeah.
Uber call from both sides here. Both sides 9 up as well. 6:30 on the clock through 3. This is looking like a much worse time than their first round, but they can still get a better time than they held for, which you're happy with at the very least, even though some disasters did end up happening with their medic dying 3 times in a row. But we'll see if they can, you know, pull out a good enough time here.
Yeah, Mako.
Another
just
banner.
Conch gonna pop that off right here.
The scout pick is actually pretty good. They don't really want to Uber without their scout that much, so they're just gonna back up and wait for the spawn.
Oh, Dolphin telling us he intercepted that stab for Rogue, so it would have been another med pick had Dotwet not been there to block that with his own back. The Conch gonna get popped off. Mori, Marley had him in his sights, but just couldn't get the position. With that Conch done though, you have to figure Rogue needs to do something here. They're just letting the time bleed away.
Yeah, Arbiter is peeking the window, and he does get Mori, so that's a big demo pick to start things off. Marley wants to go for a play here. The gun is level 3 up, but DZ drops the pipes over the top. That's huge for the side of Rogue Runners. They now get a free Uber to try and walk forward. Gun dead to the Enforcer. Mako dead. It's just a Pyro on cart. Gets cleaned up instantly, and the lock and load drop. That's the second time DZ's dropped to the lock and load this game.
On last. Chalk trying to come in from flank. RB takes him out immediately. No heavy to worry about. And last looking like the easiest point to push right here.
I wish I could see the angle that DZ dropped to there. I don't like. How does your medic die to like 2 lock and load pipes? Big, like through big door, you see him spamming from there. Is he just like standing behind the crate, eating the same damage that's going like near the sentry gun? Like it's so weird for a medic to just drop to 2 cross map pipes. Like I get the lock and load is faster.
Arts Hispanian pipes come for the best of the seg. That's all I can say.
I'm watching Alto gameplay in 2023. What a time.
I've been feeling really vindicated by a lot of this lock and load use we've been seeing in recent seasons. The weapon's ridiculous on payload offense. I remember that there were a couple people, myself included, calling for a ban on it once it got changed. And I mean, maybe you can argue the fact that people haven't picked it up until now is a reason for not doing that, but that weapon is so good on payload offense. The ability to 2-pipe guns is huge, and just the extra pipe speed gives you so many more spam angles. Like what you just saw right there. I'm not 100% on that angle, but I would probably put money on the fact that the normal pipes couldn't have gotten that. Also, I did not know there was a spy duck spawn in the rafters in blue spawn, all the way in the big back area.
That's
seen that?
that's the real key. Nah, I was not looking for the ducks in pregame.
I wasn't either. I just saw it, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a new one.
It is the most important thing, but we'll see right now. Roadrunners attempt to hold an 8-minute time for their 2-0. If they can get this across, they'll have barely earned it, so they want to do that. Big
Did you just say
flank coming
verily?
through. Maybe.
Have you been reading Shakespeare at all by any chance recently?
No, not recently, but a lot of offensive players are going to die here. This is the same thing we saw in the first round, by the way, where the side pressure got completely destroyed by Roadrunners. They have a good grasp on how to deal with it.
And Arbiter finding Lucky, gonna take the pit classes into himself. He's super forward on tracks right there. Still, lots of pressure here. Rogue is pulling up more forward than the point.
Yeah, they know what they can make space for and how to play. Doomrier is holding flank. Will end up backing up for now. So does he have a banner on? He does. The same Conjurer. So he probably is gonna have that built up pretty soon. We'll see if they end up just popping that out in exchange for like the Uber and then milking the Uber like they did in the first half. Here's Lucky going for a sniper pick or a demo pick. Any would be good. No one sees him. Gets the sniper. Looks for the demo. Lucky with a huge 2K.
That's just sloppy. You know that's like the decloak spot.
He did it in the first round too.
Decloak in that corner or behind the boxes where the gun goes. One of the two.
Rogue's dead! Lucky at 3K! He gets through the tunnel and gets Rogue on the back out. Not enough players left to spy check, and Lucky has just broken this round wide open.
Yeah, that,
by the way, got Doombringer
that's
as well.
going to make second basically a
It's
throwaway at this point.
Yeah, the second's point.
I mean, that may just take Roadrunners out of playoffs.
Yeah, Lucky might have just destroyed their chances at the postseason, so it's going to have to be a huge stabilization, because at this point, DZ hasn't even popped yet. Granted, they do have to wait for the card to travel a long distance. It's not even halfway to second yet, right? But
another
he gets the NG and the SAT. They can't even build the gun. Lucky is just single-handedly winning this round right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, he had a rough
too.
first half,
Kill him.
but yeah, he's really changing his fortunes here, coming up around through lockers, in position to go for something else as well.
They're spy checking like hell for him right now. They're like, we cannot let this guy. Come on, you're on his head, Okay.
Oh, if he pulled some kind of
voodoo magic
off on Octa
types in
there.
chat, you're so lucky. That's hilarious.
That's his name.
Rogue popped out.
Only at 85 right now. He's almost built this back just in time to the card time is taken alone, but still 6 minutes for the whole third and last. Not looking too solid. That Uber, though, didn't get too much out, so they will have the ad right now. Lucky going to be taken out again. Reign of Terror, over for the time being.
Yes, the GG gonna go down.
Disguise there. Gonna finally get pushed back.
Chalk 1 HP underneath, can eat the sandwich. Will not get peeked by the Soldier. Too scared. Gets peeked by Scout though. Dawhite will take him down with the help of Doombringer. So Roadrunners, they at least have a chance here. They have the banner ready from Doombringer. They have the Uber ad. They're gonna pop the Rogue got forced in flank. They're gonna try to find some kills going aggressive, but Easy is long gone into second here. So they will get some. KO and Mori, they're gonna keep going. They want this medic. Doombringer over the top, gets reflected though, not able to find it. And DZ will stay alive with 100% Uber. Roadrunners now have to back up and get players back
Marley
up.
just decloaked.
Looking for it.
Gonna get his knife melted.
Yeah. Spicicle moment.
Get Octa dead as well. Lucky finding another kill.
This point's gone.
Uber's coming out. Yeah, unlikely that they're gonna be able to hold this much longer. Rogue already playing in the door to spawn. Are they backing? They're not backing yet. They're trying to hold this.
They should back. They have to back. They don't have any players at all. Yeah.
I mean,
Silver
valiant
lining.
effort, right? Try it, see, maybe you get the heavy kill, you can maybe see some dominoes fall, but, with that amount of time, you're kind of forced into that.
Yeah, an aggressive play from the offense here, trying to go forward. Chalk eats a headshot, ends up dying immediately. Mako as well, so at least they're getting their last hold on. They're getting it started nice and early, because it has to be a 4-minute last hold if they want to end things cleanly. If not, it's going to be a final round coming in.
Which is not undoable. I mean, we've seen 4-minute last holds not too rarely. Lucky's gonna likely get not caught out, but forced back at least. So no med pick for him to start with here. Octa caught out of Red Room, which is gonna be a lot of forward pressure down, but conch. Only up in 10 seconds, and they're gonna be able to hold the conch. Yeah. So this is
I
big.
wonder what the conch, what the idea behind the conch is. If they really feel like it's giving them more than a banner would. Spy decloaking on the gun, drops someone to Rogue! Lucky, he just does it sideways and just completely drops Rogue again.
Check him, PC. Check him, PC. The man is finding kills at the drop of a
I saw
hat.
the decloak on top of the sentry gun. I'm like, if this works, this is his highlight of the match, and that's saying something. But just like that, Run It Back are rolling into last here. They are taking a couple losses, including a headshot onto DZ, but it will be a stabilization for the defense because of that. They just lost too many players. Octa goes big on the flank with a 5k, and they get another chance in the round here. They have an Uber ad, and they're gonna have a gun built, so it's not over yet.
There's good news for Rogue Runners. It's that you just dropped your med
And held.
during the Uber exchange and still held. So that's, you know, needed 4 minutes. That's one of them down, and it can't get any worse than that.
Yeah,
so
it really
Doombringer caught in room, gonna trade with Mako.
Yeah,
My
no-
guess is,
no
by the way,
banners.
is that Conch builds faster than battalions.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
what it
sure.
feels like. Yeah.
So maybe they're just thinking if you more is better, even if it's not as good of a banner. On offense,
Oh,
maybe
Lucky tried it.
Lucky,
Nope,
you're
melted.
gonna get caught out here. Nice melt. No drops this time. As Rogue's at 80% right now. Both meds roughly even. Should not be a meaningful difference.
Karen's going for the drop shot.
Flank,
He's going for the feet shot on the slanted roof. He doesn't find it this time, so he's going to try again in a second from the backside. He's looking for this entry. Any pick would be huge here, and he finds Arbiter. That's a good start.
Yeah, that's about as good as you can get. K1 has shots. They're going to use their Rogue.
Look at this aggressive defense play.
And look
I love
at this,
it.
Yeah. Getting very forward, stuffing them inside
Yeah,
of
they didn't even
Big
make it
Door.
into the room at all. They just got stuffed completely by
And
Pirates.
K1
Great
died in
job.
that, so they can continue to play wide.
Marley's
Stabbed
2K.
by Marley now as well, really going to put the
They're
nail
going to collapse
into
on his
this
fight.
push.
If they walk up behind DZ, they can kill him, but just going to end up backing up. Sniper is back up, and Kira's going to learn that the hard way. Damage, but Arbiter does end up cleaning that SVS up. Flank pressure is huge. A lot of damage done, and Octa will bleed. They're losing some key players right now.
Keeping that sniper dead is so huge for this forward pull, but all of Rib is in the
they're all
flank right
side.
now. Mako's jumping through, trying to get onto Rogue, not going to find any damage, and they're just kind of stuck in here.
Lucky
He's hurt.
gets the sap on the gun. The gun will go down. He loses life as well as will K9. Sack in from offense. They're trying to get in, but I hear another banner. This one's for Doombringer. They're trying to collapse onto the cart with the conch. These players are funneled up. DZ's hiding in the corner for his life. Kira dead. Paris dead. Backstab in from Marley onto the engineer. Leaf gonna get married. Rogue is dead. Sacking onto it over and over. They have a couple players up, but it's not gonna be enough for Rogue Runners with a minute left on the clock. We do see Run It Back push in and tie us up.
Leaf, Leaf was just sitting on cart, unshot at. I don't know where the hit scan was on Rogue Runners, but Doombringer comes in with the conch, and Leaf just struts out all 3 of his rockets. And by that time, there's been enough time bought for the rest of Rib to get back in. If Leaf gets shot by any of the hit scan players, then Doombringer probably cleans up cart. They're still holding. They've won this match in the next couple seconds, but
Major credit to the combo and the main calls of Run It Back. I want to believe it's Exile who made the call. After that, Uber went disastrously bad for them, right? Where they got completely stuffed at the door by Pyrus. They decided to just walk into high ground and stay there, right? They didn't overextend. They didn't like peek over the top, threaten themselves to a sniper or too much spam. They just said, we walk flank, we kill whoever's there. They got the heavy pick, and they just sat there. They sat there, they spammed over the top, they waited for something to come in, they got the sap onto the gun, they ended up getting pressure through with the Mako jumping through, and just by existing, not feeding, exist there, be a nuisance, they managed to just pressure Rogue Runners hard enough that they ended up finding picks in.
yeah. K9 putting in chat, how did you get on top of my gun on last?
Well, he jumps on the dispenser, and then on the box, and then on the sentry. You can crouch jump up to all 3.
Yeah, but you can't talk about that half without talking about Lucky. I
Yeah.
want to say it was
He nearly top 5.
at
He's
least,
one beneath Exile.
I mean, Marley had 5 med kills in the first half. I think Lucky must have gotten at least 5 there as well, if not more.
Yeah, Lucky making himself very known in that half. On the other side, Arbiter is 22-8. Karen, again, sitting bottom of the scoreboard by a lot, actually. He's 12 points beneath second on the team, which is Mako, at 21. I want to see the SVS. Let me check the logs.
Yeah, Lucky also had 5 med kills there. 2 drops for Rogue, 1 for DZ, who did break 1,500 heals per minute, so good for him on there.
SVS was 6-3 for Arbiter, still ahead in it by a pretty big margin, doubling the SVS wins. And winning that round while your sniper's not really, I don't want to say not playing the game, because 9 kills is still, enough to be impactful, but it just feels like Arbiter is such a force right now. Anytime Arbiter can go uncontested, he's just destroying the opposition.
Yeah, and I mean, Octa as well had Dawet, Octa, and Arbiter all had really good games on Rogue Runners, but, I mean, it's unfortunate that when your med is dying that often, it's not enough.
It's unacceptable to get your medic camped on the bottom of hill 3 lives in a row. There's no way a Spy can get away with that.
Yeah. I mean, that, and then the fact that he gets 2 kills in, like, the, pub spy decloak spot in the
sniper
corner.
in the demo, which destroys your
and
forward
then
plan.
just goes through tunnel and takes
drops
the
the
fast
medic.
track and gets rogue. Like,
yeah, that's just... That's like the dream scenario as a spy, right? You get every big kill, and not a single player looks at you while you're doing it.
Yeah, and then able to get the kill on last as well. Just, I mean, really good out of lucky there. Ultimately, I mean, Arbiter almost pulled it back, that effort on last. I mean, he won them the second push and managed to salvage their last push, but it's really just wasn't enough.
Melon puts in chat, what are the playoff odds for Rogue? I'd say after losing this round, 0. I'm pretty sure they cannot get enough match points to pass
If
into
they...
fourth.
Well, no, they can, but they need an unlikely amount of help, where if they win this half here and they take the match 2-1 against Rib, I think Rib would need to just outright
It would be
lose to
so
MST.
much help. Like, yeah, they'd have to be people losing to MST or, like, Steam Debt. But even if they win this match, they can get 996, that's 24. They're currently at, what, 5 or 6 points? They're at 6, so they can get max 30 points. That's normally not enough to sneak in, is it? Most times you need, like, 32.
Like 32, I would say
34.
probably not, but I mean, if MST comes up big in the last few weeks and they take a match, then maybe. But
you would need a ton of points being spread out between, like, the bottom 3
exactly.
teams.
That's what we were saying. They basically needed to 2-0 this. I think you could argue MST taking, like a steal half, right, against a team, but expecting them to take a match over Help or Rib, I just don't think is realistic.
Yeah, you would need to see Help or Rib just drop points that they should absolutely never drop, and like multiple rounds that they should never drop as well, so it's rough. For Rogue Runners, it's most likely the end, not getting this 2-0. They have a lot to think about with how badly this round went, what, caused it to spiral out of control, especially after we saw them be so strong in round 1. Like, if you showed me that round 1 and told me that was, like, if you turned off the name tags and told me that was, like, Team Fun playing against, like, insert mid-invite team here, I'd kind of believe you.
If you played these 2 halves, I believe it was the same team winning both of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we saw a Spy get 5 med kills, and I'm like, man, that team that's losing has really bad spy awareness. And wait, no! They both have really bad spy awareness. I mean, you can't let your med get stabbed 5 times and a half. And at the very least, Marley was getting gun kills on DZ. Right? So, like, sometimes gun kills are a little bit unavoidable. I mean, if Spy decloaks, from the time he starts firing to the time he can 3-shot a med, it's like 1.1 seconds. Right? If he just hits all 3 of them in close range. Which Marley was doing to DZ. Lucky got 5 stabs on Rogue. These are not, like, 30 damage cleanup shots in the back end of the fight or something.
Yeah,
no, he just... it's the whole kill.
Yeah, it's the guy decloaking in a spot that he can decloak in, and then no one looking at him. We're waiting on a couple reconnects. I do see a substitute in the server, which... It would be coming in for run it back if they needed it, but likely just trying to get their player to reconnect. In the meantime, the 1-1 score for Rogue Runners, like, they want to at least salvage for what they can, because like you said, technically not out of playoffs. It's very unlikely, it's very low odds, but you have to do everything you can, and they want to win this match, because you don't want to be, the 1-6, or like the 2-5 team at the end of the season. You want a bit more to show for how hard you worked and how competitive you felt, probably, in some situations.
Pause?
Yeah, there's a pause in the game, which like it means that they readied up in the next minute and a half, and then someone DC'd.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Dolphins said 30 seconds until losing, 30 seconds until live, so I think we're technically live in real time, but paused here. So I think we'll just see everyone teleport into spawns, maybe? I'm not sure how this works. No, I think we're live. So we just see the pause here. Yeah, and then once it unpauses, we'll see it go live as it would have.
Yeah, it was Kaorn that needs to reconnect to the server.
Yates in the server, who I guess would be the potential sub, but I think they are going to stick with Kaorn if Kaorn's back. So hoping this is not that long of a pause.
Predictions for the round it back offense are up. People are predicting around 7 minutes, which... What was their offense last half?
Ooh, they capped at about 1:20 left, so I think 7.5, 7:20-ish. Yeah, and there we see the unpause.
So it would be if these predictions were accurate, it would be run it back in their fastest offense to date. I don't know if that's gonna happen, considering you had Lucky have the best half of his entire life on offense, the best offense round of his entire life. So if that were to happen again, you know, more credit to him. That's the 7-minute time, sure. But I'm not sure if we've seen enough from the general play of Run It Back to think they're gonna be able to, like, you know, be dominant.
3, 2, 1.
Because, like, very clearly, you had some outliers in that last round, which, you know, resulted in them winning it.
Can we get a drip check on Rogue? I think he's running the Shrek loadout.
60 seconds.
I gotta
That
look
or
in.
Yoda.
I see something
Your
green.
call.
That looks like Yoda.
Got Shrek on the mind. Okay. That's that. Yeah, Exile did DC actually there, so for a sec. He's back now, though, so I think we should be looking
Yate
at...
is the scout sub for Exile.
Yeah.
It sucks either way for you if you're on the other team.
DZ, the amount of channel points that will be lost if Rid loses is biblical.
If you were a big channel point gambler, isn't this the match where you make your big dividends? Because, like, you're never gonna bet on, like, a close match that big.
Fish told me that apparently there were really good odds for help last week, and he bet on Rogue Runners thinking that he'd be able to, you know, get the 7x or whatever the odds were.
Yeah, because, like, theoretically, you wouldn't bet big on, like, the one-sided games either way. So, like, you'd bet big on, like, a game that is perceived as close, but, like, you know one team is just that much better. And, like, I feel like this game could have been the one, if not last week. So, maybe it would be biblical, the amount of channel point swaps. Oh, the double crit stick!
Exile and Chalk!
You're getting a head start to that damage padding. We do see Octa playing the same rock as before. He plays here for, like, a one-and-done spot. Like, he's gonna stick here no matter what. Lucky, first death comes early, not gonna be as lucky as last time.
Yeah, he's thinking up with the rescue ranger, the humiliation factor added in for certain. Octa gonna munch up on a sandwich in the corner there. So it looks like, again, passive holds from Rogue Runners, none of the forward holds we've been seeing out of
They're just
Rim.
sacking on Octa. They want to get him killed, and he gets some support from his team. They will trade 2 for 1 on him, but if you're the offense, dislodging that heavy is important.
Yeah, I'd question if losing 4 people kind of spread out is
but
worth
2 are
it.
just sniper,
Octa's,
so I mean...
But Octa's gonna be spawned up on the same timer as Kaorn.
Yeah, we'll see if he can make it back to that spot. I don't believe the teleporter would lead anywhere forward, because normally it's like a backwards teleporter to get your enemy out or something.
The exit's in Jenkins,
Yeah, it is
and
forward.
Lucky's on top of it.
He wants the
Oh,
heavy
wait,
back,
it
so
isn't even another threat.
Okay, they see him. Revolver hits 1 shot, not enough though. Gun will go down to the lock and load. They're gonna try and sack forward. And Octa, he went to the spot, but he was out of place again, so he's gonna get killed immediately on his respawn.
Comically, the shutter on the drop down.
Marley's on DZ!
Oh! Marley's got the fuck this time.
He was disguised as a scout, and then he trick stabbed him. And just like that, Rogue Runners, they get a big boost in this round. The first hold was pretty good. You know, they had to sack on Octa twice before they could get it through. Oh, but no, Rogue peeked the sightline and died. Oh, no.
That Rogue just too wide.
Why would you
on
ever
hill.
swing past the hut? There's no reason. As I watched it, he died from the window. Look at where Medigun is dead. Why would you ever swing the top of the hill?
Yeah, Kaorn was at the very bottom of that. Like, if you came in from the first area where the packs are, didn't even come up on the
But,
stairs.
like,
Yeah,
there's
just
no
way
reason
too
to
far
swing the
forward.
top of the hill at all.
Now
And just like that, the floodgates
now
are open.
Kaorn's just stole the mojo back from Cactus, and he's he's finding a tactic of his own right there. Marley calling from behind, but not able to get anything in, and this might just be a roll of second.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna try to get out. They want some time. Doomringer does a lot of damage. Gets killed and Mori. DZ's dead
Arbiter
again.
back on the DZ!
Yeah, Arbiter's on a 5k. Here comes Marley in. They got enough players and they can get this cart stopped. It's just an engineer and a soldier. Mako floated out of the sky for now, and engineer is cleaned up on the cart, so... Rogue's dead!
Alright, Dolphin, get a pull-up in chat. Who pops up the first Uber of this match?
Yeah.
Of this round? Is it going to be Rogue or DZ? Because they both died twice without getting one off.
Yeah, just disaster for all medics. All German players in the server are not having a good time. It will be a bomb over the top. Mako eats a body shot, gets forward onto the ground. Marley is dead in the meantime. Gun taken down. Without heals, it's so hard to recontest this. Lucky in the backline is going to be looking. Kaorn winning a big SES for now, as it looks like Rogue Runners are going to have to back out through lower here. They don't have any ground to come back in.
Yeah, they're backing up. DZ on 70, Rogue on 40. He's very likely looking to be the first person to use here on third.
You never know what could happen. I see Marley. He's in behind. Likely wants to get a free pick onto Kaorn here, but gets knife melted just in time. Good checking by Leaf. Alright, DZ has the Uber. Will he pop or will he drop? Hero's dropped. A lot of players running forward. It's just a chaotic situation where the Shutter's being like half spawn camped. Leaf and Mori will die, and the card has a long way to go. They might try to come out with Uber. Rogue's on 95, and it will be DZ gets the Uber punk, but he is blasted back immediately. Dogwood and Pyrus will end up going down, and Big Cleanup comes in. Rogue only on 97, so they're not going to be able to pop in time.
No, they're coming in on Cart right here. They're going to start nuking Cart. Rogue blocking it, standing right next to Chalk, betting that he goes down, and he will go down to Leaf.
They're
in the
5
post,
alive.
Both Mets dead again.
I guess they're thinking we just have to, like they need time, but the assumption is the offense is just gonna kite you out with 7 players, and like your 5 players on the cart can't really do much.
They didn't though. They're holding it. I like this call. I think that it's hard enough to snowball in the last. That with the kills they got on that. Yeah, good reflect out of Pyrus to take down Mako. Gonna go down as well, but Card's still going down. Marley finds the stab onto Chalk. That's no heavy that Aki's gonna have to deal with, and great killer instinct by Roadrunners here to shape up on third, and Card hasn't even cleared the hill yet.
Yeah, their assessment that they need to just go out and that they can is right in the end. Another pause comes in. I'm not sure who's disconnecting. It might be Exile again.
Oh,
but...
I think it's the server. I'm getting the PC too.
Yeah, the Dolphin Song is KO'd, but we're getting the connection warning at the top right, so I'm not sure what's going on with the server.
Interesting. We're waiting with bated breath to see if we're going to disconnect as well. But yeah, I'm personally a really big fan of that. You have the Uber, you know that they're close on cart, you pop in there, Rogue is the one who decides to body block the cart, which gets him killed, but it, you know, keeps the round alive. And then on top of that, they're able to get enough kills, and even if they end up losing that, with the kill they got on DZ, unlikely they're going to be able to snowball into last, and they know they need all the time they can get.
Yeah, they think we have to go, and they make a snap decision, and they do enough to at least keep themselves alive, like you said. But it will be DZ Creeper on a 30% Uber ad, which they've been pretty on top of using these Uber ads, except for one time. So I'd assume that they're going to be able to just farm up the Uber and make their last push onto this card to cap third. We're about to disconnect from the server, so something's up. I don't know if we have any word on the status of the server.
Jacob in chat saying there's a TF2 update.
Is there?
Teams weren't able to finish it in 2 halves. Now no one gets any nice things.
Wait, so the entire server just goes down? We have to replay the half? We need Chrono Break.
Yeah, Chrono Break this. Need the Echo Wall.
What a weird ending. Griefed by the TF2 update. Wow. So I guess I'm de-launching.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do, because everyone has to update their clients in the games. The server has to get put back up. This is such a weird... This is the first time, I think, in like, what, the 5 years we've been casting, this has ever happened.
Yeah, we've had matches delayed because of updates. Normally they don't come out this late. Ooh, big news from Dolphin. Okay, so the server crashed after they capped last. So we do have a time. The half is not entirely dead. Rib pushed a 6:01 time. So I presume what's going to happen here is once the server gets back up, we're going to restart with Rogue Runners on offense. There won't be a stopwatch, but, like, you know, the stopwatch time won't be set, but Rogue Runners will need to cap last in less than 6:01 to take the half. Otherwise, it goes to Rib.
Who's going to do the timer? Because someone has to do the official timer on that.
They don't, though. You'll know it when they cap.
Yeah, I guess. And if they know it's going over 6, they can just unexec.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, if I'm Rogue Runners, I'm just starting a timer on my phone. And
if you run it back, you start the timer because you want to know more than they do. I guess both teams want to know so they can do the like their tempo appropriately. But yeah, for run it back 6 minutes, that's pretty good. That's your best time. You know, the predictions were around 7, so definitely exceeding what they had expected. If they can hold that, they take the win.
They did push in 540 in the first half, so this is not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're gonna ask me which, you know, 6 minute around time I think is more replicable, I'd tell you that Rogue Runners looked like in round 1 they had a more replicable formula.
What do you mean? You mean capping 3 points with 1 Uber is not replicable?
Yeah, not really. I don't know if you can rely on your spy to have his best game of all time. All right, we have updated our games. Is that the server connect? No, it's not. We're still waiting on the server connect. Very abrupt break. This is the best part of being a caster, is filling time that you didn't know you'd ever have. In the meantime, we can plug our RGL merch. We do have team logo shirts. You can check them out on the RGL store. Proceeds go towards helping the RGL graphics team and all the RGL operations, as well as a small piece going towards the teams themselves. We also have the normal graphic rotations with the cute animals, the map ones, psychedelic scatterguns. So check out the RGL store. Tons of designs for you to look at. Again, all the proceeds go towards helping RGL run as a league.
Yep, and I mean, in addition to the team logo shirts, we've also got the regular merch collection, which is, as we've been saying, one of the best ones we've seen so far. So check those out. You know, as always, the highest award I can give is that I'd wear them in public.
Very true. As we do have the Reconnect In server is back up. Going to be trying to load all 18 players back in for you guys. Apologies for the delay, but you can blame TF2 for updating at the weirdest time ever. The rare 9:40, the 9:40, 10:40 Eastern Monday night update.
So I'm checking because the half finished, so the logs did upload for that round. No extra Ubers were popped.
Just one Uber for both
So there
teams.
was the one Uber exchange on third, and that was it. Last got capped without an Uber either.
God, I'm wondering what happened because Rogue and them.
Wait, no, that's not true. No, ignore me. That's not true. No, DZ did get an Uber off.
But Rogue didn't, because okay, Rogue and I mentioned Rogue and them were at a 30%
DZ got two. Oh, okay. So they both popped. Both meds died. DZ got an Uber off. So Rogue used Uber to defend third at 6:02. DZ died at 6:05. Rogue died at 6:11 to leave. We saw that. DZ popped an Uber a minute later at 7:08.
Rogue was at 30% disad. Did they pop later?
No, so DZ used at 7:08. They capped at 7:13. Rogue died at 7:19.
Okay, so Rogue died at like 80-90%.
80, yeah, it's not, the log's not showing a near full charge death, so he would have been below 95.
Mm-hmm.
Then, again, a minute later, DZ pops at 8:09, Rogue dies at 8:10, and the point gets capped at 8:14.
Okay, yeah, because I mentioned that, the 30% disad from Rogue Runners is notable. Run It Back has been able to punch them on that before. So the fact that, they got to Rogue before get that Uber when they knew about the disad just shows that, Rogue Runners was not ready for the back out. If they were, they could have gotten an Uber on last and maybe stalled for longer because, again, 6 minutes, it is technically doable, but that's a really hard time to have pitted against you. So if they could have gotten one more Uber, stalled one more minute, I'd honestly, if they had one more minute on the clock, I'd probably raise their chances from a theoretical 25 to a 40%,
Yeah, it would have been a lot. And I mean, again, I think what we're going to see here is both teams are just going to ready up normally, and you don't need to do any kind of finagling with the clock. All that needs to happen is Rogue Runners need to cap last in less than 6:01.
Yeah, because if the round time or whatever come to effect, then you already didn't cap in time, so.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, if someone...
I guess technically not, because you could take 4 minutes to push first, and then, run through the rest of the points in 2 minutes, but that's just not likely. If something like that were to happen, we'd know about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, teams are likely going to have, kind of a clock up. And ultimately, it doesn't matter, because what you need is when the card gets pushed into last, it will say what the time was. And at that point, you make the comparison. If it's, less than 6:01, you win. If it's greater than 6:01, you lose. If it's 6:01 exactly, well, then that's where things make it a little bit tricky.
How lucky is it that the round, I guess for Run It Back especially, right? That the round ended right, the server died and the update hit right after you ended the round at a 6-minute time.
I would argue that's probably not luck. I think there's a decent chance that because the server's formatted to upload logs at the end of each round, likely what happened was the server was running, the round ended, it went to go upload logs, and whatever kind of I'm not super tech-versed, maybe it was luck, but I'd imagine that once it went to upload logs, it stopped existing in a vacuum and it pulled the update in. It's my guess, uneducated as it may be. Maybe it really was just lucky, because yeah, if it wasn't, then Rogue Runners majorly luck out, Maybe
getting the round reset
maybe,
on them.
Maybe Rogue's got contacts up at Valve,
Yeah, I really do wonder if it was luck or if the server like updated when logs hit. So
Calls up Robin Walker. We're losing. Drop it.
if anyone knows, let us know because I'm actually interested to know if that like was luck or if the server is just always going to update at the end of the round only.
Yeah, I know Yogurt's the server owner, so maybe Yogurt come up with the with it. I think Yogurt's the server owner.
As the players slowly trickle back into the server, we have about like what 14, 15 in right now. So last few players trying to get in so we can get this thing started and over with because no matter what, we are tied 1-1. First round is over. We have a maximum of 6 minutes of playtime left.
And I might just get a timer going for our sakes as well, just to know how much
Yeah,
time
it's
is
probably a
left.
good idea. I'm probably gonna do that too.
Oh my god, it really is stopwatch now!
Yeah, actually using my stopwatch on my phone.
Oh, we've come full circle right now. Yeah, Rogue saying in chat, they said just have us push and see if it's above or below 601. I don't know if he's saying that we said that or if the admin said that, but that checks out.
I imagine it just makes the most sense. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've done it in the past. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, everyone's probably played a match where the servers died halfway through, and you just, do what you can with that
yeah,
time.
especially if you played in UGC Gold in the Mike TF2 days.
Ultimate Tad Shanks Revenge. Season 15 Gold was one hell of a season. It had all of the drama you could think of.
They don't make them like they used to.
Sandbagging limits, teams nuking their roster halfway through the season, DDoSing, more DDoSing, the 8 seed upsetting the 1 seed in playoffs. It was a real banger of a season.
UGC Gold used to have all the best stories. Remember in season 20 where we had the Door vs. Jammers season? That was an amazing season. Remember how we tried to put Erie, Joe, and Barry Center all rostered in our team?
Yeah,
and got instantly denied because like we were so in the wrong there. We're so in the wrong for trying to do that. We tried to roster 3 like invite placement players on our gold team because the Door vs. Jammers beef was just that important.
Do you remember when the first grand finals we ended up losing despite winning the first map because Triple's dad turned off his internet?
Some crazy
We had to get
who
was it, Explosive Deer on Scout because they were denying ringers.
I remember Explosive Deer. Jesus,
poor guy. We went like 1-15 in grand finals. He's the only rostered player we could pull at the time.
Yeah, the door rosters have not had good history in terms of needing to use backups in playoff matches.
Still though, nothing will beat the flood of adrenaline I got when in upper bracket finals we beat Jammers on Asheville running full-time crits, and the frame we won the match, the Steam group for Jammers Pugs just pops up with Door beat Jam Pug.
That was an all-time UGC Gold moment. That's like up there for one of the best UGC Gold moments, period.
Yogurt Door's a great history in playoffs. There's no curse. Yeah, no, there's no curse. Nothing unfortunate's ever happened to that team.
Oh my god, JJ's in the chat too. You're gonna reminisce about the Door vs. Jammers days.
Oh, I missed. That felt like the last good in-house pug group. That
was peak Highlander. That was totally just peak Highlander days. But now that us old heads have stopped, reminiscing,
I'd even argue the peak was a little bit before that. I miss way back when TF2 like center was a thing. Was it which? Oh, apparently
update from Dolphin.
Really, Dolphin? They're playing out the whole half?
Was that agreed to, or is that like a default rule? Does anyone? Okay, so they're playing out the whole half, is what Dolphin has told us. So the 6-minute time is apparently off the clock, but it's gonna start from scratch. I'm wondering if that's like a default rule, if that was agreed to, because if that's not a default rule and you are run it back, would you ever agree to that?
I don't think so. I think you take the 6-minute time every time.
Maybe we get some more clarification from admins at some point because they are the ones managing this whole situation.
Going out to Rogue right?
Apparently they're discussing it. So maybe nothing's confirmed yet, but they're talking about it. Yeah, I mean, all 18 are in the server, so they're trying to decide about what exactly to do with the final decision for the timer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the RGL rules expert, but back in the UGC days at least, if the server died halfway through, a half, you just used the previous time.
As we have rated up, no clarification for us, but I guess we're assuming they're playing from scratch. We do have Roadrunners on offense, which would not be the case. They'd be starting on defense here, if you wanted to, like, you know, assume the same side
This would make me think they are playing to the 601.
Wait, what Dolphin? Is that again? What does that mean?
That implies we're going with the 6-minute time.
I have no idea what they're doing.
Chat, quote from Yogurt is "fuck it, we ball." You guys can try to interpret that as well as you can.
Yeah, we don't know what that means. You don't know what that means. We're just playing Highlander, I guess. I mean, it's nearly 12 p.m. on Vigil in a best of 1, so I guess they just want to get it over with. I still have no
it's
idea.
Almost 11. It's not midnight.
Oh yeah.
Don't give me a heart attack like that.
Yeah, Eastern time.
We can't reach midnight Highlander until playoffs. There's
That
no
is
way.
true. Yeah. I have a clock on my desk that sits on Eastern time because the entire like internet world uses Eastern time for their stuff, so I just have it there. So I looked at that, I'm like, oh, 11 plus 1 hour. It's 12 now.
4, 3,
As if I live in Newfoundland.
1.
Don't you dare speak of that place.
Gates
All
are
right.
dropped. I guess we're assuming we're running from scratch? I have no idea. We're just gonna cast this like normal, I guess. We'll see what actually ends up happening, if they end after this offense or not. But it will be Roadrunners trying to make their offense. You know, I think a 6-minute time would be pretty good for them. They probably want a 6-minute time overall, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with them starting on offense, I have to imagine we're playing with an implied 6-minute time, which I actually haven't started my timer yet, so I'm kind of doomed right now. Well, actually, if I start it here, we're about 35 seconds in because the clock starts at 4:30.
If my clock hits 6:30 and they have like Cat Blast, I'm just gonna
Well,
talk like it.
5:30, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 5:30.
Yeah, so no, nothing really coming in first. Not a forward hold that time, which is interesting.
Yeah, too much disaster has happened. So everyone's going to cut their losses, go back to the standard position. Second is where the map starts for the most part anyway, with, you know, without first shenanigans popping off. So we will see a tunnel stack coming here from Roadrunners. They want to pop out through main, try to get onto the gun. There is no spy available for the south, so it's going to be dry stickies trying to get onto it. Octa is the first casualty of the Uber counter in for Pyrus and Leaf. They will do some exchanging when Leaf comes out on top. And now Roadrunners, they got to get out of tunnel. Rogue, last one out, but does make it out cleanly. Only Pyrus dead directly in that exchange afterwards. So we will see just a normal 1v1 repush, the most normal round we've had. Big bump from Mako, does a lot of damage. Here comes Lucky, gets one onto Kira. Surely don't get two, and he will get cleaned up. So that's a good pick to start out with.
Yep, the battalions did, or not the Conch, excuse me, did come out from Mako there on the defense. So with Lucky dead, there is a little bit of freedom to rotate for Roadrunners right here. Gonna have to see if they take advantage of that. But no, Arbiter running uphill, gonna lose the SVS to Kaorn.
If Kaorn can come online on this defense, that's going to pretty much secure the round. And another one onto Kira. Kaorn hitting some shots when it matters the most. As we are going to see him get aggressive on the hill here. Engineer's Mini going to clean out of the side. K9 in a pistol 1v1 with Exile. Exile wants the kill, but doesn't want to lose life for it. Will end up backing out. Lucky gets the trade onto K9 instead.
Arguably not worth it, I would think.
Yeah, I'd say not worth it.
But, ooh, Exile really aggro in tunnel. Gonna escape, but Uber's coming in through tunnel right now. Gonna use out again.
Bomb over the top, does some damage onto the end as a sniper, but Doomir are going to get taken down. Again, one casualty in the Uber. Team's just opting to pop these and run away, so we'll see that gun get rebuilt for now. Kira did pick it up.
So they're repushing hill right here, which is exactly what I think teams should be doing. Lots of stickies everywhere. Kaorn going to get hit low, but not dead. Kira, Octa, both dead. Red really popping off right here. Mako the only casualty right now. Marley going to find himself crossbowed. We are nearing about 3.5 minutes left right now for Roadrunners to get second, third, and last. They really have to be feeling the pressure right now.
Yeah, silver lining is at least Rogue hasn't died yet, but you have to get second capped up. If you can't get past this first hurdle, you're not going to make it to the end, obviously. So now we'll see them try to dry line up in the tunnel. They're not going to have Uber for a little bit longer. They've built themselves up a 5% ad, will not matter in the long run. So they're going to try to peek out of the front. There is a sniper staring them down. Marley goes for the sap, but can't get it. So now Sentry going to be trained on side tunnel. Doomringer taken low. Sticky's coming up over the top, but K9 and Arbiter are dead. It's only 6 players left of this offense. They do get the gun, and the Uber popped out here, but Leaf doing a great cage up stuffing. They will get the Uber popped out. Leaf, good flash to save their Pyro, as no one has died on the defense at all. Rogue's dead, Octa's dead. It's disaster.
Yeah, I think Kaorn headshot Rogue the frame that Uber ended. That was dirty. Exile will be the only kill they get in exchange for the full combo wipe, and I mean, I get that pushing through tracks can sometimes be effective, but like, they know the game at this point. It hasn't been working, it's not working. Gotta do something there.
It appears that Dolphin is having connection issues or something because the Twitch stream has gone down and it apparently is back, but it's laggy. I see low bit rates. We'll try to keep you guys in this updated. Just know that Roguerunners have not.
I think there's 2 minutes left on the clock, and they still need to get second. This very well may be over. Another taunt coming out from Mako as Kira ends out by going down on card. Ubringer Octa trying to push side tunnel.
Marley
not
back
gonna
capping.
work. Marley almost got it, but
stop
not
just
quite.
in time.
Not quite, and yeah, we're looking at under 2 minutes now on the clock. I do believe, if my estimations are right, Rogue about to have Uber. Gun's only level 1, but Chalk on cart, so if they just go over hill, there could be a lot of free space. Only Kaorn really putting a lot of foot pressure right now. Plus the traps.
Yeah, here comes the Uber over the top of the hill. They're going to try to find anything. They have not gotten a single kill in an Uber charge this round, so... And that will continue as no one ends up dying off the bat. Gun back up to level 2 right now for the side of Run It Back. There's Kira dead again to a headshot. Pyrus Octa follow in suit. Mako will get cleaned up on the other side. They're trying to stick in here, but Rogue and Doombringer are too far off. Reflect from Leaf. Gonna give him that 2K.
It burned out to the detonator right there, and I think we're just coming up on the 60-second warning.
Yeah.
We've got 4:30, and I think we're looking at 5:35 on my own timer, so...
Look at that! I just looked at the stream. There's a Wii ball timer in the top left for a minute. That's insane.
There we go. Dolphin on it. Really on the on the graphics right there. Mori and Kaorn both gonna go down right here, so this may be the opening everyone's looking for. Mako as well with gun may just be too little too late though. Marley's gonna force them out with that revolver. Cap's gonna come through, but with only 33 seconds left on the ball timer, you know. I think we're in the fourth quarter, that's for certain, as the Uber leaves Skybox gonna get jumped back down. I've never seen that. K9 calls the pad stats. Safe to say that this match is over, and barring barring basically a team death from Riv or somebody help right now, it looks like that as the ball timer hits the last 10 seconds,
GG.
we will
Who's dying? We're all dying.
be determining our final playoffs teams. So congratulations to Riv, somebody help, Witness Gaming, and Team Fun, as again we'll likely see them in playoffs. They're agreeing to play it out. Or at least Maury's suggesting it, so we may have a little bit of bonus.
I don't know, man. The Wii ball
right
timer's over. We don't have an on-exec, so is it over? Okay.
Doombringer just start to spoon chalk.
They're just running it in. I don't know. Are they gonna un-exec or what? Because they're still playing the game in the Wii ball timer, which is the most official capacity we have.
Maury just said to play it out. Kaorn said we live it on the cap.
Dawit says on-exec. Admin approval, you can play it out if you want to, but...
I mean, the game's over. They can do whatever they want at this point. Like, this is just a pug at this point. Jacob, this is going to ruin the integrity of Maury's stats website. He doesn't even know it. He's contributing to it.
Yeah, we're just in here, I guess, padding stats, because the match is apparently over.
Looks like Roadrunners lost their momentum, and now they're calling out an exec too.
Yeah, the high of capping second probably ended. They're like, why are we still here, just to suffer? Maury's saying Yogurt said to play it out. Okay, Marley's gone.
Marley's gone.
I think they're done.
All right, stop the match. Stop the match.
Stop the count on exec. What a weird highlighter match.
Yeah, what a wonderful mid-season experience. If this is what playoffs has in store for us, I'm gonna start ringing up Godfather.
We went from Roadrunners having their best performance all season to Lucky having the round of his career to
the Wii ball timer.
Yeah, to the TF2 update hitting at 9:40 p.m. on a Monday. Re-exec, reload server, the Wii ball timer. It's so weird. Regardless, final outcome 2-1 in favor of Run It Back. This likely locks them for playoffs, likely kicks Roadrunners out. There are weird freak scenarios that could change this, but for the most part, like Alto said, those 4 teams he listed, Team Fun, Rogue Runners, or Run It Back, Somebody Help, and Witness Gaming are going to be the 4 playoff teams.
Everyone on Rib's gonna get, like, kidnapped by the CIA. They're gonna lose out the season, make Rogue Runners in. That's about what it would take at this point.
Yeah, who's their matches left? Rogue Runners have Steam That and RR. Steam That should be 9 points for free.
Yeah, what made it so rough for Rogue Runners is that they played the teams that they played their losses early and didn't take any rounds in the losses. So they were 1-3 coming into this week, and like you could argue, oh, if they win this week, they're 4-3. But it means that rather than being like, okay, we have our wins banked, we just need to try to take rounds for like tiebreaker purposes. Now they're playing teams where they can't lose any rounds, and it puts a lot of pressure on you to be perfect.
Yeah,
whereas,
on top of that, their win, they dropped their half on payload to MST, which already, puts you in a deficit compared to those teams who are not going to drop that round. The likes of Run It Back.
I don't know how much weight we can put in these stats here. Is this combined? This is total second half. Third half? Yeah, well, there's a decent amount of kill farming on third there, so I'm not going to put too much stock into this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Kaoran finally showing up in the SVS,
oh, yeah,
I
look
guess.
At that Kaoran popping off.
It's like the opposite of the, what is it, like LeBron hits a 3 to cut the lead to 42 or something. LeBron, I don't remember who it is. It's probably not LeBron. I don't watch basketball, but you guys know the meme. Anyway, I don't want to draw this out any longer because I feel like we've
it's been drawn out long enough.
We've spewed out verbal garbage for more than enough time. So, any closing thoughts, Zach?
What a weird match. It's gonna be insane. We're going from like this experience where we did everything from praise the plays of people's careers to have the Wii ball timer and talking about door versus jammers for 5-10 minutes. And next week we have the grand finals preview, right? So
what are you trying to imply? That Rib's not making it to grand finals?
They could. Maybe they could. If the Wii ball timer comes up again, we do know they're undefeated in Wii ball scenarios.
Indeed, that is true. Someone's got to get Valve to drop an update in the middle of like lower bracket finals.
Call the update in.
Get the ball timer up. We're undefeated. All right, so I think that's about going to do it for us. Remember, exclamation point merch in the chat. We've got both the team logo shirts and the regular merch collection, both of which are phenomenal. So check those out. Support RGL, support the team, support the artists department, and I mean, I guess we're included in that, but we probably don't deserve the support after tonight at the very least. So see if Dolphin can donate our fractional earnings from tonight.
I want my nickel, all of you know.
I've still got that just like taped on my desk, the one Dolphin sent me with some of my merch purchases as my payback. Yeah, we get paid in coins here on the desk, but that's gonna do it for us. Thanks for sticking with us all this time. It's been a blast, and we'll see you, as Zach said, next week for Fun versus Witness Gaming, our presumed 1 versus 2 seeds grand final matchup on what map other than Koth Product. The El Clasico coming up next week. Make sure to be there. 9:30 EST, 6:30 PST. Although I think we have clocks go back on Sunday, so that might throw people off a little bit.
Well, it'll still be the time.
It'll still be 9:30, 6:30, yeah, but it's gonna be. I'm like hyper aware of that because of work now. But yeah, keep an eye out for that and enjoy the week. Take that time to recoup from whatever we've seen, and we'll catch you in a week. Have a good night.